Matt, when you look at this North Carolina roster going tonight in one of the biggest games in the rivalry's history, who's the player you're watching for to step up on the big stage?
I want to reemphasize what you just said, though. It was the first time in UNC history they had 4 players go for 20 or more in a game. Now, in the NCAA tournament run here, UNC has had those 4 players, Manic, RJ Davis, Caleb Love, Amarno Baycott. Each one of them have been the leading scorer in a game for UNC. I think it sets up well for them. Brady Manic's the guy, though. I say that as my personal opinion, and having talked to a number of coaches who have faced UNC, talked to them over the past few days. Manic's averaging better than 20 points a game in this NCAA tournament. He is a defensive liability. You are going to see Duke try and expose that as frequently as it possibly can, because remember, UNC has the Iron 5. It's got that starting 5. There's not a lot of depth here. Manic has to stay on the floor because of what he does offensively. For every basket and bucket he gives up, he's got to make up for it on the offensive end. He is, to me, he might be the most important player on the floor in the game because he's such, again, no offense to him, it's just a reality. Everyone knows defensively he is a liability. He's not a great defender, but he is so good offensively. They need to get him his touches. He's got to score north of 15 points in this game to give UNC a shot.
He leads the NCAA tournament with 21.5 points per game and quietly putting together one of the greatest tournament runs for himself here for North Carolina. Look, if they're going to get a win in this game tonight and go to the title, Manic's going to certainly be a key. Who's the guy, who's the player you're watching for in tonight's game?
It's Caleb Love for North Carolina. He had 22 points when North Carolina was able to knock off Duke earlier in the season, had just 8 when they lost to Duke. I think Mark Williams is going to be able to patrol the paint for Duke tonight. I don't think Armando Baycott is going to have a huge game. He's coming off a game where he had 20 points and 22 rebounds. I think Mark Williams will be able to keep Baycott out of the paint. This is going to be a huge Caleb Love game. RJ Davis is going to play a huge role. The backcourt for North Carolina is going to be very, very important if the Tar Heels are going to be able to pull off the upset tonight.
Yeah, I'm with Kyle. Caleb Love, I think, is the key here. North Carolina fans know there's good Caleb, there's bad Caleb. Over the last 8 games, we've primarily seen good Caleb Love. He's been over 20 points in 4 of those 8 games, but I think the real key with Caleb is he's never the most efficient scorer, which you can live with because he's capable of exploding like he did with 27 points in the second half against UCLA, right? But he's in a bit of an adventure when it comes to handling the ball. Over that same 8-game period, he has only turned the ball over more than twice in one game, which coincidentally was the Baylor game, where they had to survive a furious rally. So if Caleb takes care of the ball, in addition to what he can do with his scoring tonight, then he really makes a difference for them.
Yeah, he changed his shoes at halftime of that UCLA game. He had 3 in the first half, 27 in the second half. It's got to be the shoes, right? For North Carolina, Caleb Love, you love to see that. All right.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.